2013's Evil Dead was a movie that I avoided for the longest time. It is, of course, based upon, or a remake of, the 1981 cult classic by Sam Raimi. And the reason I avoided checking this one out back in 2013, I was, of course, burnt out by all of these remakes, as many of you probably were. So I gave it a miss at the time, gave it a hard pass, and I wondered recently whether I'd perhaps missed out on something, or whether it was better to let sleeping deadite corpses lie. But nevertheless, I did check it out the other night. 2013's Evil Dead, directed by Fede Alvarez, who was born in Uruguay. So it brings a bit of a different perspective to the film. The film is a remake of the 1981 Evil Dead, and follows a similar sort of premise. That is a bunch of college-aged kids spending a weekend in a deserted cabin in the woods. A premise we've all seen, not just in Evil Dead, the original, but in a number of movies, of course. And not least of which, the recent Cabin in the Woods. So, similar sort of premise to the 1981 film, but a few slight differences. The 1981 film, the group of college kids were basically just carefree, spending a weekend in the woods in a cabin. And this time around, our protagonists are doing it for a different reason. They're helping one of their own escape the demons of drug addiction. So that's the interesting thing about this movie, is that we are dealing with the demons of addiction as well as the literal demons in the movie. So we start out with the young lady that has all of these issues. So she does a bit of a ritual, which is kind of an echo of all of the rituals that we see in these movies. So she discards the last of her powdered drugs. It's not established what they are, but presumably heroin or something like that. So they discard the last of her drugs into a disused well. And contrary to what you're probably suspecting right now, the well doesn't... the drugs in the well don't revive the Kandarian demons. One of their number actually finds the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, roughly translated the Book of the Dead, in the earthen fruit cellar of the cabin, along with scores of mummified cats hung up on the rafters for some particular reason that's never fully established. But along with those, and of course a 12 gauge double barrel shotgun down there. So this particular college kid, of course, does recite the pertinent verses from the Necronomicon Ex Mortis, much like the original film and Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness. And of course revives the Kandarian demons, and chaos and bodily dismemberment ensues. So I kind of went into this one with an open mind. Eventually I thought, hey, Sam Raimi's involved, so he's kind of given it his blessing. So it does make it a little different to the usual exploitative money-grubbing remakes. And even if money's the primary purpose, the guy probably deserves to milk the Evil Dead franchise for a few more bucks for friends and family and loved ones. So I thought I'd give it a chance. It follows a lot of the same beats as the original movie. It's interesting that Fede Alvarez is from Uruguay, so it seems to have given him, much like the Italian filmmakers, Japanese filmmakers, he has a bit of a different perspective when it comes to making a horror movie. He doesn't feel like he's above the source material. He doesn't feel the need to wink at the audience or anything like that. The whole film does have a very different mood tonally to the original Evil Dead, so it's very mean-spirited. Not really an ounce of humour at all when it comes down to it, aside from maybe minor little jokes here and there, but overall it is a lot more mean-spirited than the 1984 film. The 1981 film, sorry. So the 1981 Evil Dead, it was mean-spirited to an extent, I guess, but it also did have that humorous edge to it from Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell and company. Their first love is slapstick comedy, and that came through in the first film, but this remake, quite a different tone. It's anything but slapstick. It's really grim, nihilistic, mean-spirited. So you will get a totally different vibe going into this one. Fede Alvarez does quite a good job with it. He is very earnest. As I said, a lot like a lot of the Japanese filmmakers or Italian filmmakers that aren't afraid to take somewhat absurd concepts seriously and make something pretty impressive and turn it into something impressive. So I give the guy points for that. Points for not just approaching it as a gun for hire, really cynical gun for hire sort of a project. It does seem to have a bit of heart from the filmmaker. And if it wasn't based on or adapted from the original Evil Dead, if it was a standalone movie, a lot of people would probably view it a lot more favourably that have kind of avoided it over the years, like myself. So keeping all that in mind, did this remake make me sick? Was it barely palatable, or was it full of nourishment? Well, I'd probably place it somewhere between palatable and full of nourishment. It's not the most memorable movie of all time. There was a fairly new approach to the subject matter, but it's always going to be a little bit redundant in a way to remake something that's already perfectly functional. I always think that if something's not broken, there's no point fixing it. And in that regard, that's the only thing that sort of takes a few points off, I guess. But if you are curious about Evil Dead from 2013, the remake to the 1981 Sam Raimi film, this remake won't make you sick. But I guess it won't really shake the earth like a Kandarian demon either. Quite a few new little things, little bits and pieces brought to the table in this one. It does seem to be smaller in scale. The original Evil Dead tended to kind of indicate that the demons were like an apocalyptic sort of a thing, but this one's more of an individual evil contractor type demon, for want of a better word. So seems to be some sort of demon operating on their own, or at least the film alludes to that. It doesn't have the extended mythology of the original Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness. So make of that what you will. I don't know if they wanted to keep things fairly vague so that they could branch off in all kinds of different directions, which may be the case, because the most recent follow-up to that, which took quite some time to come out, is a movie called Evil Dead Rise. So I am mildly curious about that one, so I'll probably check it out at some stage. And I probably would advise you, if you are a fan of the Evil Dead movies, this one isn't too bad. The 2013 Evil Dead remake, it is a lot better than the Ash vs Evil Dead series, which I gave up on fairly soon into it. It wasn't really what I personally was looking for, and I don't think it really excited a lot of people. So the 2013 remake is a lot better than Ash vs Evil Dead. Fairly easy to see. You can find it on streaming services and all those deep dark corners of the internet as well. So probably one that I'd just check out in that way rather than picking up a physical media version. And that's about all I have to say about the 2013 Evil Dead remake. Obviously, it isn't as good as the original. It isn't better than the original, but it does, in a manner of speaking, make an interesting companion piece to the original, if you'd prefer to look at it that way. So, otherwise, I'm off to enjoy the rest of my day, and I hope to see you next time.